Hi, Jody. My name is Steven. I talked to Patty earlier. She said it would be okay to go ahead and shoot this over to you. Now, in this video, I'm going to be going over three things that, when implemented correctly, will actually start boosting you over these companies like Cabinet Concepts in Google rankings because they're number one for some of these keywords right now, and it actually get you more high quality jobs. So by the end of this video, if you can see that I do have the know-how to get you these jobs and get you ranked high, you can just respond back and we can chat, or if you guys want, you can take this information and implement it yourself. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. The three things I'm going to be going over are content, citations, and backlinks. Now, content is pretty much everything on your homepage, really your entire website, but primarily your homepage. Now, Google likes this. Well, most business owners, they understand the importance of content on the front page, but they're unsure or unaware of exactly how much content and what type of content Google is actually looking for to rank you accordingly. Now, Google, they usually like to see at least 1,500 words of content on these service-based industries such as yours. This gives you plenty of opportunities to add in what we call these buyer intent keywords and keyword phrases, and this is what people are actually searching for when they're looking for your service. So I went ahead and pulled up the main competitor here in the area, and that's Cabinet Concepts. They're number one for a lot of these key terms. And I threw them into a tool here that I subscribe to called Ahrefs. Now, this tool, it basically gives me a behind the scenes view of what Google actually using to rank websites. Now, Cabinet Concepts, their webpage is currently being found for 31 keywords, and because of those keywords, they have been clicked on 216 times just in the past 30 days. So I went ahead and threw your website into the same tool, and you're currently being found for 12 keywords, and your website was clicked on 50 times, right? So let's go back to our competitor here, and you can actually click on these keywords here. I already did that, and it'll pull up all the keywords they're currently being found for, right? And the ones we really want to pay attention to are the keywords with the locations attached to them. So this Greensboro or Greensboro, NC, that's what we're looking for, and that has the highest amount of volume. So these kitchen ones have pretty good search volume. So kitchen remodeling, Greensboro, NC was searched right around 200 times in the past 30 days, and our competitor's site was clicked on 64 times just for that keyword. So let's go and look at your keywords. So I brought you up, and it looks like you've got some of the same ones, but I know you do bath too, so we definitely want to get you up on those bath ones. So you are being found for the same keywords, these big ones, right? But you were clicked on 13 times, so a lot less than the competitor. And the reason is this says six, but you're actually fourth, right? And let me show you. So for the main keyword, this kitchen remodeling, Greensboro, NC, if we scroll down here, it'll give us a list of the top companies that are ranking for just that keyword. So you got Cabinet Concepts, Renata Renovations, Marsh K, and then you guys number four. So you guys are doing pretty good, but there's a steep drop off from that number one spot, right? And that number one spot is very attainable, and I'm going to show you. So first of all, we'd want to go to our competitor, and I'm sorry I'm switching through here so quick. But again, this is all our competitors' keywords, and I think you got them all. But we'd want to focus on some of these bathroom ones, and we could go find those and put those on your website. First of all, even though you have all those same keywords that your competitor has, it's worthwhile to find out how many times they have each of those keywords and key phrases on their website. And you could do that simply by a control F, and you can paste it in there, and it'll show you how many times. So with each of those keywords, say the ones they have on once, you'd want them on your website twice. The ones they have on twice, you'd want them on your site three times, so on and so forth. And if you were to do that, you'd actually beat them out on that content side, right? Okay. So next, I want to go over what we call citations. Now, when people are searching these terms like kitchen remodeling, Greensboro, NC, studies have shown that right around 45% of those people searching these terms are going to be clicking on a business in this section right here. And this is it's called the map pack. And I'm sure you guys uh, have a bunch of these citations, which I'm going to explain. A lot of people they think it's the reviews that actually will get you ranked in here, and while that does play a part, it's not the main factor. If that was, Win-Win Remodeling should be on top. It's actually citations are the main driver. And a citation is your business's name, address, and phone number on a directory online. And some examples of these directories are like Yelp, Angie, Yellow Pages, White Pages, just to name a few. There's a ton of them. Like I said, I'm sure you guys have quite a bit, but it's usually the businesses we see that really dominate this section have at least like 250 to 300 citations. Now, the good news is there's actually tools out there that will show us what and how many citations each of these businesses have. So we could look at Renata Renovations and say, for example, they have 250 citations. We'd want to go down that list and grab every citation that you don't have already, all the way down the list. And when you're done, add like 50 to 100 more. And that will pretty much ensure you a spot in here, if not dominate this map pack, right? So underneath the map pack is what we call Google's organic search results listing. And the number one spot will get right around 40% of all the clicks. Whereas this, whereas this map pack splits up 45% between the three, this is 40% all by itself. Now, Cabinet Pros should be number one. It's a little skewed because I've been in here clicking around, so it's. But just know that Cabinet Concepts is number one actually. Um, the main driver here are what we call backlinks. Now, backlinks are essentially when you have other websites on the internet that have a link on their page somewhere that when clicked, it leads back to your website. And Google uses this as like an online referral system, almost like a popularity contest. And the more relevant that site is to your site, the better. And what I mean is, like, for example, say you have a popular local blog page, like or a popular related industry site that's linking back to you, that's what's actually going to push you up in Google's rankings. But since you guys are a remodeling company, cabinetry company, say you have a backlink or you have a site like Pizza Hut linking back to you. Pizza Hut, it's a very popular site, gets a lot of traffic, but it's not going to do you guys any good for ranking purposes because you guys don't sell pizza, if that makes sense. So let's go back to this tool, and this is our competitor again. And so just to be clear, it's through your content, specifically your keywords that Google will find you, and it's through your backlinks and the quality of your backlinks that determines where Google is going to rank you. Okay, so the number one competitor currently has 116 backlinks coming from 45 other websites. They call them referring domains here, but that's just what it means is websites. So let's go look at you, and you guys currently have 96 backlinks coming from 52 other websites. So you're not too far behind them, but it's not so much about the amount as it is about the relevance, like I was explaining. So we know that it's the power of these websites and the relevancy of these websites that are giving the backlinks that's actually pushing them up in Google's rankings. So we want to take a look at these websites. So we click on that number, and this is a list of all the websites they are currently getting backlinks from. And what you'd want to do is go down all these websites and grab backlinks from the ones that you don't have already. If you were to do that down the same list, assuming that your content and your keywords were right, you would actually put yourself in contention for that number one spot. But what would ensure you that number one spot is if you did the same thing with like the top three web pages here. If you did that same thing, it would take a little bit of time, but Google would end up ranking you number one, and you would take over all the traffic that the number one spot is currently getting. Again, or just to recap, rather, first thing's going to be content. You want at least 1,500 words on your homepage with the right keywords and the right amount of keywords. Second are citations. I'd say you want to be in at least 300 to 350 directories to really dominate this map pack. And then lastly are backlinks, meaning you need more relevant websites linking back to your site in order to kind of signal Google that you guys are actually the authority when it comes to these to remodeling companies in the Greensboro area. Now, if you were to do this, like I said, it would take some time, but you guys would end up taking over that number one spot. Now, like I said at the beginning, you can take this information and implement it yourself, and that's fine. Or if you want to save some time, you can book a discovery call with me. Again, my name is Steven. I live right here in North Carolina, a little south from you, just outside of Fayetteville. You can reply back to this email, or you can give me a call at 910-551-2006. And again, I'm sorry about my voice. It's usually not like this. I actually feel better. It's just, that's when everything's like coming out. But anyway, I hope this was very informational for you, and it did give you some tips and tricks that you can actually implement yourself if you did want to, and start ranking above your competitors here. But either way, Jody, I really appreciate your time, and have a good rest of your day. Bye bye.